You can switch places if you
Legs is
want.
usually in the middle.
It's okay. You're the big dog. Oh my gosh. Wanze's really nervous to speak. So
Yeah, really.
all questions towards Wanze.
I'm good.
All right, everyone, thanks for joining us. We're going to get started with an opening statement from Coach. Then we'll turn it over to questions from the student athletes. After our student athletes are done with questions, you guys will be free to go, and then we'll get back to Coach for questions. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to Stan and his team. They had to battle through a lot of adversity tonight with injuries, and we're not, we're well aware of that, how that works. But it's tough when your season comes to an end. I thought they did a great job tonight, switching the defenses up and going zone. We weren't prepared for the zone. I thought that really put them back in the game. I thought they did a good job, and our guys did a great job of really bouncing back, especially through adversity in that first half. And in the second half, when we had some open looks and didn't make those open looks, to battle through and get some offensive rebounds. So I give a lot of credit to our team, especially the way they played down the stretch. I thought we made winning plays and plays we haven't been making early in the season, but we made them tonight. So I'm really proud of that effort of our guys, especially on the defensive end.
Questions for the student athletes?
Juan, can you just talk about I think this was Tyler's 145th college basketball game. Can you just talk about what he brings in terms of just kind of controlling so many aspects of the game?
Man, he bring everything to the team. I mean, he got experience and he talk always to the freshman guys and sophomore. He always bring the talk and just bring the experience to the team. It's unbelievable to see him every day. I think he didn't miss a practice in 2 or 3 years. Is something unbelievable, and you can see how much he loved the game and how proud he is to be with the team and be around us.
Good job, Juan.
Tyler, I'm going to ask you about Juan. The game was really tight, and back-to-back plays, he makes steals. The second one, he was going out of bounds and flipped it over his shoulder, and you guys got a layup out of the deal. Can you just talk about how that changed the game, those two sequences?
Our coaches have really been on Juan this year about his defense. Obviously, he's a hell of an offensive player, but being able to do the things that he does on the defensive end for us has been huge, especially of late. He picks up guys full court when he wants to. He really gets into guys in the half court too, and I think that he's also put the pressure on himself to step up defensively. And obviously, he had a great game on the offensive end tonight, but also a lot of underrated defensive plays that he makes. Like you said, he saves it from out of bounds. We get a layup down the other end. He gets a few crackback steals. He fights down there with the big guys when he gets switched onto him, and so I'm super proud of him. He's challenged himself all year on the defensive end, and I think he's reaping the rewards right now.
Just talk about what you see for your team tomorrow and how much further you expect to play in this tournament.
We just take it one game at a time. Obviously, I'd love to finish off my college career playing on Tuesday, but you can't get to Tuesday without winning on Friday or Saturday. And so just take it one game at a time. Being able to obviously rest and recover tonight, get ready for a big game against San Fran. We haven't beat them all year, but it is also hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. And so we're looking forward to the challenge. We know they're a hell of a team and they've had a hell of a season, but hopefully we can walk away with a win and then get some rest on Sunday and play again on Monday.
Thanks, guys.
Go Pilots.
Go Pilots.
Coach, we still got you.
Don't forget your phone.
Thought you were getting off easy.
Shante, can you go back to those plays I was referring to that Juan made? I think they only had 6 turnovers the whole game.
Yeah.
But 2 of them on back-to-back plays sort of changed the game.
No, yeah, and I think we brought Coleman in at that time too, so he brought a lot of energy. But Wanze, those are things we work on. That's called vitamins. We do daily when we save it and try to throw it back in. Especially you have to throw it deep or if your teammate's behind you. But T-Rob's right. We've really been on him and Vukashin about defending the ball. They're the point of our defense usually. They're going to have to stop the ball in transition, and they've got to keep guys in front. And that's why I think you saw Vukashin screaming so loud when he got a stop. And that's something that we've been trying to get out of those 2 guys. And I thought Wanze had a terrific game defensively, something that we've worked on. He comes in, he works on it daily, and so he watches film. So you're really happy that he came out and had that kind of performance tonight on the defensive end.
I know you've coached Tyler all 145 of those games I referred to. This was kind of one of his typical 22 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Can you just talk about how he influences the game in so many ways?
Well, he controls it. He can control the game, and when he's shooting the ball like he was tonight, he's really hard to guard because guys don't know if they're going to have to come out and guard him, and he's just going to use his body and go by him. But the thing that he really helps us with, we call it cowboy, and he can just back down anybody. No one's going to be able to guard him, and he's been able to make some great reads out of that, which is really important for our team. If we get into an offensive lull, we go to that. Everybody knows it's no secret, so. We're not giving away any secrets, but that's what we'll do tomorrow if we get into a lull, and we're going to see if they can guard him. And they're either going to double, or they're going to go one-on-one, and he's shown the ability in a lot of those games that he can really go score. He scored 34 points against Santa Clara when they didn't decide to come double. He had 13 assists against LMU when they did come double in this game. They mixed it up on him a little bit, and he killed him with a lot of different things. So he's really hard to guard, and so when he's playing like that, it really helps our team.
And their guy 23, Mirk Velatze, has been a really good scorer in the last month or so. You did a pretty good job on him defensively. What did you think about that?
I thought Chris Austin, he doesn't get a lot of, his numbers aren't huge, but he did a good job on him tonight. I recruited that kid really hard out of high school, and then I tried to recruit him out of the transfer portal, and so I know him a little bit. I feel for him because I think that's his last game, and so I feel for him a little bit, but I thought we did a good job defensively. It was really the game plan of ours to try to double him and get the ball out of his hands, and I thought we did a good job of that. I thought he forced a couple ones late, but good players have to get shots up to try to get their team back in at that. Between Tyler and Chris Austin guarding him and then fronting him, they did a really good job.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, now go Pilots. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, Jeff, last time for the night. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach. We'll turn it over to questions from Justice and Alex. Justice and Alex, when Jeff is done, you guys can get going, and then Coach, you'll stay here, and Jeff will wrap it up.
Well, obviously, tough night for us. It's never easy when you lose the last game of the season. You got to give Portland a lot of credit. I thought their kids made some unbelievable plays tonight, some big shots. Sometimes the game is about makes and misses. A couple of those balls don't go in, a couple go for us. Maybe it's different. But we're extremely disappointed losing tonight. We're extremely disappointed with how our season went. Not because of the effort, the attitude, the connection. We're disappointed with just some of the adversity that our team has faced and the amount of guys that have been out. But in that disappointment, I'm really proud of our group. And this team, I told them yesterday, has faced a lot. I don't know if there's anybody in the country that has had the amount of people out like we've had. And we never flinched. There's been a whole stretch we're playing with 6 guys, and those 6 guys showed up. And even tonight, trying to patch it together. So I could not ask more from our team and how they try to push through. It speaks a lot to the character of the kids that we have in our program, the families they come from, A lot of people would have splintered, and this group never splintered. And even tonight, we had a kid like Jay Wright who hasn't practiced, I don't know how long, give it a go and play admirably. So disappointed tonight, disappointed in our season, but really, really proud of the type of human beings we have in our program and the culture that we have. It says a lot about these kids.
Justice, the game was basically even, and you guys, I think, only 6 turnovers the whole game, but there was 2 in a row where their guy Gorcito stole the ball and led to transition baskets. How much did that sort of open the game up for them, you think?
Oh, I mean, it was definitely a big momentum swing. Obviously, we never want to try to turn the ball over, especially for open layups like that. So in games like this, down the stretch, in this point of this year, you can't have mistakes like that. And like you said, I feel like that was a big change of the game, and it made it tougher for us to get back out of the hole.
Alex, you've played really well for the last month or two. Talk about the matchup today and what they did defensively to try to keep you under wraps.
Well, like past two times we played against Portland, they tried to double me on the post, which kind of opened up the passing for my teammates. And they tried to keep me out of the paint because they know like I could finish on the rim. So that was the biggest change they made from the first game through the last 2 games. They doubled me on the post.
They did not double you as much today.
Not the first game.
Yeah.
The second, last 2 games they did.
Right. It looked like they had Austin on you for a while, and then Robertson was leaning on you a lot
Right.
in the second half.
Right.
He's a bit of a load, isn't he?
It is. It is.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. You're good to go.
Stan, this must have felt like for the longest time one of those games that was very much in your grasp until they went on a little bit of a run there. I think it was 9-0, and all of a sudden that's a big lead in a game like this.
Yeah, I mean, those, like you said, I thought those 2 turnovers really changed the momentum of the game. But I think the bigger picture, anytime a team goes makes 14 threes, you're going to have a hard time winning. And you got to give those guys credit. They made 14 threes. I thought the games were won at the 3-point line, and they had 11 offensive rebounds, which some of those offensive rebounds led to threes. But, that was a big emphasis for us. Our first game, I think we held them to 7 threes. At Portland, they got 11, and tonight they got 14. And you can't give up that many threes.
Yeah. Can you talk about the influence that Robertson seems to have on most games?
Yeah, I mean, he's such a cerebral player. He'd be fun to play with offensively. Because he gets his guys shots. He can see things that most guys can't see. And he's tough because if you play him one-on-one, he can get 30 on you. If you double him, he can beat you with the pass. So we try to mix it up on him tonight a little bit. But he's a phenomenal offensive player.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Stan?